let me let me talk about the young rapper that was murdered, and a lot of people are saying, you killed him over a chain. You killed him over a chain. He got killed. He got murdered over the chain, right? Which is cool from a physical point of view, but the reality to the fact, and I know a lot of people don't want to talk about it, and a lot of people don't understand the spirituality world. And the reason why they don't understand the spirituality world is because we are told the spirituality world doesn't exist. The creator doesn't exist. It's been indoctrinated in us to not to believe in the Alpha Omega. And it took us a long, long time to get here and have that indoctrination, right, upon the indigenous people of this earth. The reality to the fact is that this murder, death, kill, barbaric, evil, twisted way of life murdered that young brother because the young brother had a message. That young indigenous brother, the descendants of the ancient ancestors, was leading the youth out of darkness into light. What he was talking up against and what he was preaching and practicing himself, maybe, I don't know, but the things that he was talking about was leading the youth out of darkness into light. And this murder, death, kill don't like that from nobody. It wants to do its business, and the business is to take as many of us down a dark, dark path of disbelief or not believing in the Creator or just murder, death, killing one another. This is an actual true fact. So it appears that it made it look like it was a chain, but it wasn't about the chain. It was about his message. It was about what he was trying to accomplish and heading to and leading our youth and leading society and our communities out of darkness. That's exactly why he was hit like that and murdered. And I know it all too well because this is the real op that you cannot see with your eyes. Of course, you're going to blame somebody because it get the human beings to do it. It gets a human being to do it. And the way it do it, it whispers in the hearts of mankind, in the minds, and the body and soul, and then it mixes in with drugs and alcohol and all other stuff that we are plagued with in our societies over and over again in our communities. So the objective of murdering this voice that was a beacon to the youth was taken out based on him counterattacking what it was doing to the youth. And what it was doing to the youth in the future, I call the youth the future, it was cutting their existence short. This is what it does. Its objective is to cut the future short. You go look at my videos that I post up. You see, most of the people, they deal with the physical world. Oh, physical, physical, physical. But there's a more deeper hidden meaning behind the physical world. It's spiritual. And this is where we need to get at. We need to get back to the spiritual world. This is why I said spiritual world is the foundation. This is where we can fight at. We need to get in tune with our spiritual existence in order to fight this evil, demonic, twisted way of life. Because it lurks in the shadows where you cannot see it. It lurks on the corners. It lurks in buildings. It lurks in everything that wants to breed destruction and chaos to each other and to society and to the community by whispering and spreading false hope and objective in people who wants to listen. And majority of people are listening is because they look around them and see that they're in poverty. They don't have food. They don't have clothes. They don't have all of these things that physical needs to exist. But in order to exist, right, in order to get the physical in tune, you got to get the spirituality in tune. And this is what our ancestors has taught to us and has preached over and over and over and over again, is get your spiritual existence intact and get it intertwined in the oneness of the Alpha Omega, the Creator. This is actually true fact. And this young brother, the youth, right, the voice of the youth, was spreading knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and talking about spirituality and intertwining it into the physical existence of what we see. We can't have that. That's what the murder, death, kill said. We cannot have this young youth, right, this young brother spreading knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, right, and spreading the worship of the Creator and spreading and bringing people out of darkness, dumb, deaf, and blind into the light. We got to get rid of him. We got to place somebody ignorant, dumb, deaf, and blind, place them there to murder him. And that's exactly what happened. On a larger scale, that's exactly what happened. You can say that it comes from a physical point of view. Of course, it's talking about the chain, but it just used the chain, right, to keep us dumb, deaf, and blind. The reality, the fact, the devil, demonic, evil, twisted way of life that is a demon that you cannot see with the physical eye, but only see with the spiritual eye, did that. Had someone to knock him off. And that's exactly what's going on in our communities. How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. That's exactly what's going on. And this been going on for generation. And I want to send my condolence to him, the victim, and I want to send my condolence to the family that this should not have happened. But the reality to the fact, this happens all through our communities. Someone speaking up against the illness, against the illness and darkness and disease which is plagued our communities of the indigenous people all around the world, or just people all around the world. Everybody, the walks of life, it doesn't matter. Everybody's plagued with darkness and evil at one particular time of life. And this is exactly what happened. I know it all too well because this happened all around the world. This is why I said on my platform, it is a big campaign for me to spread the message, to get the message out, is that to worship the Alpha Omega and to believe and understand the existence of the unseen world, the spirit world, which is who we are. So, I'm probably the last person that talked about this because I wanted to give my output and I wanted to give my input and I wanted to get my experience coming from a spiritual world, from a spiritual existence of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding why this took place. People are saying because based on, the chain. Nah, the chain wasn't. It is. It was his voice. It was what he was preaching and practicing among the youth. He was waking people up, the mind, body, and souls, the spirituality of the youth. And this murder, death, kill couldn't have that. He couldn't have that. So I want to send my condolences to the family, friends, and the loved ones of the voice of the youth, the voice of the future that was cut short of gun violence or whatever type of violence, what happened to him, and gun violence. This happens all around the country, all around the world, and we need to fight back and push back. We need not just only him, we need those to pick up the torch where he left off at and continue on the fight. Continue on the fight. Don't let this become a setback, because it will. Each and every one of his friends and families pick up the torch and continue on his mission. Because if you don't, that means that all his work and all his effort with the Creator brought him to this exist in this world has going to go in vain, and we don't want that. We don't want that to happen. We want that to be spread amongst all the youth and all the future. So do not drop the ball on this. Continue on the fight on these major platforms, on the streets, on our everyday life. This is what we need to do. Do not let his voice and whatever he's doing go in vain. Keep pushing. This is what I'm doing on my platform, and this is what you need to be doing everywhere all around the world, is to fight back and push back. This is a lonely road to walk when you are brought on this life of fighting back this murder, death, kill by Beverly Twisted life. The reality, the fact is that there's plotting to want us to speak into everybody that wants to listen and wake people up, because we disrupting their plan, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep on going with my voice, with my fights, and pulling up in neighborhoods that is plagued with darkness and evil and gun violence and drugs and alcohol and all these things. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So that's all I got to say. Was the reality, the fact is that that's why he was murdered, because the message that he was putting out was conflicting with the plans of murder, death, kill. Because murder, death, kill probably had his neighborhood, probably had 15 people that was going to be murdered and dead or be locked up, and he changed the course of murder, death, kill. So it was time for him to go. That's exactly what happened, and this is coming from a spiritual experience, a spiritual sense, and I've been here for a very, very, very long time. Do not let his voice and do not let his work go in vain. Pick up the torch. Pick up the torch. Peace, y'all. Later.